Welcome everyone to today's class. I guess if someone's online, please let me know and then I'll know if there's any issues with the audio or anything. Yesterday I left you working on lesson 8, which is the unit review and practice, and it was fairly long. So we just got up to number 1 to 6. And I'll just wait and see if there's any questions at all on 1 to 6. I can answer those for you. If not, yesterday there were no questions. Anyone watching seemed to get a be okay. I guess I will finish the 7 through 9. And on today's blog, I already posted it, but there's another unit review with answers. It's a little smaller, I think, than this one, but it just gives you a bit of extra practice with maybe some different types of questions too. So I'll let you work on that. Like I say, the answers are given. So if you have any questions at all, you can just email me later. And what I'm going to do tomorrow is I'm going to post a unit test. And if you are able to, you can do the unit test. You can either just, if you have a printer, that's probably better for you because you can print off the papers and just record your answers the usual way and then just take pictures and send them back to me. If you don't have a printer, that's no problem either. You can just record your answers and then take pictures and email back. If you have absolutely no technology, which I'm assuming that's probably not the case because otherwise then you wouldn't be listening to me. But if you do find problems completing the test and getting it back to me somehow, maybe shoot me an email, or you can maybe get in touch with someone else in the class so they can shoot me an email. You can phone them, I suppose. Like I say, I assume if you're watching and listening to me on the video that you have some sort of access to technology. So however you want to communicate with me, just to let me know your issues, then we can figure something out. So let's take a look at number 7. Number 7 says, Mr. Jefferson just bought a car for $22,800 after all fees and taxes. So that's kind of nice. When they say after all fees and taxes for us, which is nice, they don't have enough money for this. That's a lot of money. So they're going to borrow, and it offers them a 48-month loan at 4.5% interest. Now, if you don't worry about this. On the test, I'm not going to ask you this, but we could take a look at that. We could take a look and try and find the page they're referring to, the personal loan payment calculator. But again, for the test, I'll have the charts given to you, but this is the one they're referring to. Remember, it was just like the monthly payment when we were doing personal loans. So it says calculate the monthly loan payment. All right. So remember what the monthly loan payment is, what we did for mortgage payments or for monthly loans last course when you did your Essential 11. But the monthly payment equals the amount of the loan, whatever that is, divided by 1,000 times the amortization rate. Now, sometimes you're given the amortization rate in the question, but quite often you're not, so you have to look it up in a table. So let's see, the amount of the loan was given to us as $22,800 divided by 1,000 times. Okay, remember the amortization rate, we have 4.5% interest at 48 months. So this is a little funny because usually they give us the years. Well, that translates to 4 years, right? So I'm going to look up 4.5% for 4 years, and that gives me 22.88. Okay, so if I calculate that, I have my 22,800. And that gives me a total of 521.66. So this would be the monthly loan payment. Part B. Oh, sorry. That was part B. Yikes, I didn't read. The amortization rate would be, the amortization rate for this loan would be the 2288 is the amortization rate. Kind of got ahead of myself. I did too much here. So part B, I found my magic eraser, so I'm going to make this look nicer. Okay, that's A. Part B is this. And part C is calculate how much interest he'll pay in the first month. So this takes us back to just like our mortgage rate question. So amount of interest in the first month. In the first month only. Okay, remember that's where we use I equals P times R times T. Okay, so I equals, so at the very beginning of the loan, he owes the whole 22,800, or they own the whole 22,800. The interest rate is 0.045, 4.5 divided by 100. And the time is always a 12th of a year, right, for 1 month. So we get the amount of interest for the first month is $85.50. Okay, so that's the amount of interest in the first month. And then part D and E are going to ask us how much interest they pay for the whole year, right? This was just for the first month. D, how much do they pay back in total? Well, I take my monthly payment, right? This is my monthly payment. And I multiply by 48 months. This is the number of months. And that's going to give me $25,039.68. Okay. So that allows me, once I figure out how much they paid back in total, that allows me to figure out the total they pay in interest for their whole loan. So this is the total paid back. I take the total paid back, the $25,039. So this is the total paid back. And I take away, like I figure out what the difference is between the total paid back and the amount they borrowed. And if they didn't have any money saved up, right, this is how much they have to borrow. So that gives me $2,239.68. So this is the amount of interest, not just for the first month, but for all 48 months. Okay. All right, big, long question. You had to remember lots of things to do. You also had to, it was kind of a callback to our house and mortgage unit, because there's so many similarities when we're talking about the money and the monthly payments, right? And you can see clearly that's what happens in this question. So if there are no other questions, I can't see anyone making any comments online. I think a couple of you are watching, but let me know if there's anything that you want me to discuss further, or if everything's good. So this question was, if they were financing their car through the dealership, right? Because they didn't have enough money. So let's look at the next question then, I guess. This was purchasing a car, you taking out a loan. And the next question we can see is a lease vehicle, right? So leases are a little different. They sort of seem the same in a lot of ways. Let's just look at this in We'll post the notes on the blog too, but maybe I'll leave this up and I'll read the question because you guys have your booklets in front of you too, right? Give me that. So the question reads, a vehicle with a sticker price of $21,300 is leased for 4 years. The residual value of this vehicle after 4 years is 55% of the sticker price. Calculate the residual value of this vehicle after 4 years. Calculate the cost to purchase this car at the end of the 4 years after all taxes. So leasing's a little different. We'll see in the next question, in the last question, number 9. There are similarities between leasing and financing through a dealership, like taking out a loan, but because they both have a monthly payment. But remember that when you're taking out a bank loan, after the end of all your payments, you're going to have more payments because you end up buying the car and having the car to keep. When you do a lease payment, your lease payment, it is a monthly payment, but it stops after 3 or 4 or 5 years, however long your lease is, and then you have to give the car back, right? So that's a huge difference between purchasing through a loan and doing a lease payment. Okay, so I got a comment. The next vehicle must be a Honda. It's got a really high. Very funny. That's a good comment. So let's take a look at number 8. So again, maybe I'll cover up see if this works. I don't know. So I've got number 8. Sticker price is $21,300, lease for 4 years. The residual is 55%. Okay. So calculate the residual value after 4 years. So I'm finding 55% of $21,300. Okay, remember how we do that? 55 divided by 100 is 0.55 times 21,300. So that's going to be $11,715. Okay, I guess I can put my OO there if I want. All right, so that's the residual value. Calculate the cost to purchase at the end of the 4-year lease after taxes. Well, I think we kind of know if I calculate the residual value, that's not the actual total cost, because they're taking the residual value would only occur if you were going to a dealer to buy the car, right? Because that's how you lease a car through a dealer. So they would give you the residual value. You would say, okay, I want to purchase it, and then they would have to charge you the 12% tax. So remember, on residual value, you have to multiply by the 1.12 to get the final total cost of $13,120.80. And that would be the after-tax cost for residual value. So not too difficult, but this is something you would have to remember. Now, you're allowed to use a study sheet for a test. I mean, these tests are going to be running a little different from what we usually do, right? Because you're not in a classroom setting. So I would hope that you write a test just like you would in a normal class, have a study sheet out, refer to your study sheet for things, right? Just like you always do. So this is something I would have on a study sheet. I would have written down, remember to add tax after calculating residual value. All right, the next question is, sorry about that, put over. And the last question is number 9. Jacinda's going to lease a vehicle using a 3-year lease. The lease agreement requires a down payment of $2,000 and lease payments of $421 plus taxes per month. The residual value of the vehicle after 3 years is 65% of its sticker price. Calculate the monthly lease payment after taxes. Okay, so they start us off nice and slow. I'm just going to move this out of the way because they're just asking for the monthly lease payment after taxes. So that's a nice hint. Your test, by the way, because the lease payment is $421, right? $421, but that's before tax. So as of now, our taxes are still 12%. So our after-tax lease cost is $471.52. Okay, so that's A. calculate the total she'll pay to lease the vehicle. All right, well, we take the monthly payment. And how many months do we have to pay? 3 years, right? 3-year lease. So 12 times 3 or times 36 if you prefer to do it that way. And we get $16,974.72. Now, those are the lease payments, total lease payments. But we also have this down payment, right? It said there was a down payment of $2,000. So I have to add that. This is the down payment. So it's going to be $18,974.72. Okay. So, whoops, sorry about that. So that's part B. The total that you would pay to lease this vehicle for 3 years is $18,974.72. Now we're going to calculate. Now it looks like she wants to purchase the car too after that, right? The original sticker price was $22,700. The residual value is 65% of the sticker price. Calculate the price she'd have to pay if she chooses to purchase the vehicle. Now it says after tax, you won't always get that hint. So remember, you have to always add tax for residual value. So 65% of $22,700. Okay, so that's 0.65 times 22,700. And we get $14,755 is the pre-tax. So 14,755 times 1.12 is $16,525.60. So this is the total residual cost. Okay. Now let's see what it asks us for part D. Calculate the total cost to lease the vehicle for 3 years and then purchase at the end of the lease. Well, that is the total cost to lease, the total residual cost. Okay, so we got 204.49.12. Oops, I'm sorry. Oh man, you guys. I'm up to my old adding them. I was doing the difference for a sec. Okay. 18,974.72 and 16,525.60. Okay, so we get $35,500.32. Okay, so this is the cost to purchase and then buy out. Lease, not then buy. Okay, so some of these questions also give us the cash price, right? And then they wanted you to calculate the difference between the lease and residual costs and cash, but this question just ends here. So this is what you would have to do if you were the purchaser, right? Decide if it's worth it to you to lease the vehicle for, almost $19,000, and then I'll purchase it. It would be super dependable, and you just for a long time. And if that's the case, then you would purchase the vehicle at the end of the lease and then drive it for hopefully quite a number of years. So that's the end of the review. If you look on the blog, I think it's posted there now. If you look on the blog, I've posted another review with answers for vehicle finance. I have it posted under a new page called assignments, but I also will post it in today's blog post too. And then tomorrow I can take up any other questions you have on the unit review and on the on today's unit review. And then I will just give you time to work on the test. And I'm going to have I know some of you are busy, like I say, with looking after your kids and doing other things that you have to do during this incredibly difficult time. So I will just say to you, it'd be nice if you could get the test back as soon as possible, but as long as you have it back by Monday, maybe of the after spring break. So that gives you like 10 days to work on it. I know you might work a little over spring break, but we're just going to try and keep to a schedule as much as possible. So if there are no other questions, I'll let the stream run a little longer and then just to allow you to type in and ask me any questions if you have any. And if not, then I'll end the stream after a couple minutes, and I guess I'll talk to you over email. Okay, I got a message from Cynthia that the stream's cutting in and out. That seems to be happening to a lot of people. And I think that, yes, I will give you, I'll post the test on the assignments page, and I'll also post it on the, just on the, tomorrow's regular post. So if you just look for tomorrow's regular post, like March 27th, I'll post it there too. Maybe I'll change the title of the page to assignments and tests. As for the cutting in and out, when I checked my blog later on yesterday, it seemed to be fine. So maybe it sounds better when you play it back later. I know that we had a staff meeting yesterday, a virtual staff meeting, and anyone who was live streaming had the same problem, that it was cutting in and out. So I think it's because so many people are online at the same time, especially in the afternoon. So if anyone's listening right now, and maybe even you're listening later, can you tell me if you listen to it later on during the day? If you don't listen to it live blogging, can you let me know if it cuts in and out as well? That would help me out a lot, because maybe what I'll do is, I don't know, I might end up, recording lessons early in the morning or late at night when the internet traffic is lower. But okay, I'm just going to respond to you. I'll respond to you verbally, Sadie. You can take a picture of your test and just email it to me, or you can, and you don't have to print off the whole test. You can just write your answers on a piece of paper and send it that way. Or you can write the answers. Okay, let me know if that works for you. So you don't have, if you have a printer at home and you've got lots of ink, you can print the test off and just write it the normal way and then take a picture of it and give it back to me. Or, and I'm assuming not everyone has a printer, you can just write the answers on a piece of paper, take a picture, or like I said, you can just open an email and write your answers in the email body, even like that. Or, attach it to a Word, whatever works for you. Okay. And if you have problems with that, just email me or let me know on the blog. But anyway, I don't know if you have any extra time, but if you do, I guess, Sadie, is the stream cutting in and out for you too? I wouldn't mind you letting me know that right now. Okay, that's good. I know, like I said earlier, there was we had a big staff meeting, and anyone streaming in the afternoon seems to have big problems because I guess everyone's going online like at 12 o'clock or 12 to 2. But keep letting me know, and I hope that it's at least you can get some stuff out of I guess at the very last resort you have the papers. But anyway, I guess if there are no other, thanks, Sadie. That's good. So Sadie, if you read her comment, said it hasn't been cutting out for any of the streams, so that's perfect. Excellent. Okay, so let's keep our fingers crossed that that's going to continue. I will post the test early tomorrow morning, and but I still will be online at noon. If you have any questions at all about the review or anything else that you want to ask me, please let me know, and then you can take as long as you want to do the test, and then we'll start our next assignment or our next booklet, I guess, after the break. But I will talk to you later, and please, again, let me know if you have any other questions. Okay, bye for now.